Let's see if anybody on here. See if I can get this thing to work real quick. I think I fixed it, but I ain't sure. Hi, Patricia. Can you hear me? Am I sounding good, or am I echoing or anything like that? Or can you tell if there's a lag? Yes, what? You can hear me, or yes, there's a lag in the echo? I'm just trying to make sure everything's good. Oh, okay. All right. I appreciate it. I think due to I think I had my phone open, so that's what was causing the issues. This Disgruntled Octopus actually messaged me, and then I looked at a quick YouTube video and realized I had to change some things. So hopefully, I don't know, they might not come back. I had them all here, but I had to stop like 2 or 3 times. So as of right now, I'm just trying to see if I can if I can get a few more people back, that'd be great. But I'm trying to at least get the kinks worked out so I don't have this issue going forward. You know what I mean? I figured there was gonna be some issues when I first time doing live. I figured that would happen. So it is what it is. See, there's a couple more people. Who else is here? I wouldn't mind having at least a conversation. I was going to do till 7, but at least we can have a little conversation, talk about some of this eBay stuff and any questions that anybody might have. I wouldn't mind answering as long as everything sounds good on the other end. Talk about some of this daggone swear eBay stuff I've been experiencing. Yeah, it was noisy, and plus there's somebody moving around. Of course, they want to start moving stuff. Like always, when I'm trying to do something, it is what it is. But they was moving stuff. I guess they're cleaning up out there in the hallway, so you got that problem. All right, I don't want to mess your name up. Akima Shaw. Mashaw. I don't know. I'm sorry if I messed that up. Hello. Said I'm new. Hello. Hello. Trying to. So, what about y'all? Where do y'all sell at? What platform do y'all sell on? Do y'all sell on eBay, Posh? Um, what else? You got Amazon. I know very few people sell on Walmart. That's one of the reasons I really don't make much Walmart content at all, or even Amazon. I guess for the most part, most people relate to the eBays and Poshmarks of the world. You just started listing this month on eBay, I'm assuming, right? On eBay, if you don't mind telling me what types of items are you selling, and what type of results have you been seeing so far? I know one thing. I got to give a shout out and a big thank you to Disgruntled Octopus, man, for messaging me. Thanks. I appreciate that so much. Appreciate that so much. Definitely needed that. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And I know you got something coming up too, disgruntled at 7. So I know you gotta get out of here. I at least want to get this worked out. And then I'll do this again next Wednesday. And it'll be every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Unless I got something coming up, of course. But in the meantime, I'm gonna just call you Aki if you don't mind. You said Posh but eBay, Poshmark but eBay. That's fine. I know a lot of people have been having more success lately. It seems with Poshmark than eBay, which is weird, man. So on eBay, my yes, Aretha, I'm back after such a frustrating start. I had to get some help from Disgruntled Octopus and watch a quick YouTube video. So good. Um, Oddly enough, my eBay impressions are back up in the green. All across the board, my eBay impressions are up. My conversion rate went down, which I guess would make sense if your impressions go up. Sometimes your conversion rate goes down, but my sales ain't better. So when my impressions were down, my top 20 impressions were up, and I had more sales. Now my listings are being seen more, but I'm not getting the sales. That don't make no sense at all. Makes absolutely no sense at all. Patricia, vintage home and decorative goods. Um, I always wonder how that type of category does. Vintage home and decorative goods. One of the guys in this unit, he sells those types of items, vintage, but he does it out of his store, and he does a lot of estate sales and like flea market type stuff. But he has good success with that. I'm just curious to know how it does on eBay. How have your sales been, Patricia? What kind of gets me with the whole eBay thing is that it's items that been selling but aren't selling for some reason. And then with more impressions, you would think you got more exposure, so your sales will actually go up. And it's kind of the reverse. As of right now, if I look at my phone, and I'm just trying to figure it out. I ain't even trying. I'm just trying to figure out because I've been going through all the recommended that I usually ignore. I've been going through and like adding the ones in my listings that are relevant, right? Hey, backyard mowing, how you doing? Thanks for joining me, man. I don't know if you was here in the beginning, but I had some technical difficulties, so I appreciate you stopping in. But I've been going back and doing the recommended. I don't know. I've been doing everything that I usually used to do, and it usually got me consistent results. And now it just seemed like nothing's happening. And so I was thinking about it today, like right now, even I got one sale, makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely no sense. I know for a fact the last 3 days I had 15 listings, 5 each day, go live on eBay of items that I know are higher sell through, and just nothing. But that's not even including all the items before. Uh, Hi, Jenna. Miss Flipping ain't easy. Appreciate you joining in. I don't know if you was here in the beginning, but I had some issues, so I'm glad that some of y'all came back. If anybody got any questions, you can let me know. But all I was saying was that trying to solve this eBay riddle, man. Trying to solve this eBay riddle. And it's not everybody, of course, because I was listening to one of Kevin's videos. He said he has some good sales. I know, Jenna, that you and John been doing good, pretty consistently, it seems. Patricia started selling on eBay in 1999. That's a long time ago. Dang. I want to say I started in 2012. I bet you've seen a lot since 99. Back when they was just sending stuff through the mail, just the regular mail, right? Doing money orders. A key. I am going into eBay as an everything seller. I just purchased a store subscription, only have 3 items listed on eBay. Okay, so you fresh. Nothing wrong with that. And nothing wrong being an everything seller. And I mean it this way because I think at one point I've been all across the board on this, right? I start off as everybody does as an everything seller. Then I kind of narrowed my focus. I won't say niche seller because I'm not really a niche seller. Kind of narrow my focus, but I think you got to have a good width of items to sell these days, man. Jenna just got here trying to stay quiet while the eBay Power Hour is being recorded. Oh, I can't wait to hear that one. Body Blu-ray stores. eBay Power Hour. I think they got something good going on there, man. I think John's on to something. Hopefully they can keep coming up with some interesting topics and continue to bring that to us. I appreciate that information. I really do. It's the first time I heard anybody talk about it. Checks and money orders. I could just imagine, man. Jenna sounds like Miss Octopus. She's also a hostage when we record our podcast. Hey, Disgruntled, I like listening to y'all. I'll be doing shipping and stuff, and I'll just let y'all play in the background. I remember the first time I saw one of y'all's videos. I'm like, what the heck is that? This big octopus. At first, I thought it was like somebody doing some prank. I didn't know what it was, and then I just started listening. I said, "Oh, they resellers," and this is kind of the theme. Disgruntled octopus. I got it. But I like that theme. I like that theme. When eBay started, they didn't have photos in the search results. That's crazy. Now photos are going to kind of be one of the main aspects of search results. I don't know if you heard what John was talking about as far as like with Google Lens and them using the photos to pre-fill a lot of the fields when you're creating a listing. And I think that would be, I was listening to him talk about that. I think that would be a great thing as well. It will be faster. It'll help your listings get up faster. And if you ever use Google Lens, the majority of the results that you get are pretty accurate, and it's easy to really kind of like tie down what it is that you're looking for and go from there. When eBay started, they didn't have photos in the search results. I read that. Scoring an octopus, FedEx shows up and causes a ruckus with the dogs. It's a whole job. I bet it is. Excuse me. So for y'all, for Patricia and anybody else, I was listening to Lindy earlier. One of her recorded lives she had, right? What's up, Flipping Goodies? How you doing, man? Appreciate you stopping in. I appreciate it. And she was saying that I don't know if any of y'all ever listen to Lindy Glenn, but I listen to her sometimes. She was saying that one of the things that she think is that going forward, the way resale might be changing is that, you know, how back in the day you used to just be able to say, well, this is my platform. Like eBay is my only platform. It's the only platform I'm selling on, and that will work. But now that might not be a thing in the way that things are evolving. You might have to be on multiple platforms as one, not only as a hedge against any liabilities, like if you get suspended or anything like that, but two, just to kind of continue to experience growth and to have revenue coming in, because you never know, like with eBay, what type of issues you may face and what goes on, you know what I mean, and how that might affect your business. And I think I agree with that. But everybody has their own model, but I think in some way we have to figure out more than one way to earn, whether that be just through eBay, Amazon, whatever it is. There has to either be more than one platform or more than one way that you kind of getting your product out there and selling your items. Sounds like it's going in reverse now with AI. I think you're trying to say you better believe need a good photo without a title. I think it might go in reverse, but it probably will eventually go forward. I just hope it's sooner rather than later, but I do think that the AI will make it better. I think I said this in a different video. I mean, you got to imagine there's probably trillions of bits of data, bunch of stuff coming in. They have, just assuming, has to catch up, and hopefully, eventually, it'll end up way better than it started. And Patricia says, yeah, so you would search and the screen would fill with lines of text and no pictures. Jenna, I have found Google Lens is pretty accurate most of the time. Yeah, it really is. Only a couple of times it didn't bring up anything. And then Flipping Goodies, you check out that VQuo yet? No, I have not. What is VQuo? Is that what you're trying to say? VEEQO? What is VQuo? Let me look it up. Let's see. If I'm even saying that right. Effortlessly manage e-commerce shipping inventory with all of is that what it is? Flipping goodies, free shipping software offering the lowest rates. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look that up, man. Look into this some more and see what it's about. Is it look like it's some sort of shipping platform? Wonder if it's something like Pirate Ship or something like that. For Walmart, Amazon, and eBay. Okay. Yeah, you left it in one of my videos. I must not have seen it, man. I try to catch up with those comments, but sometimes for some reason I'll look at a comment and then I'll go like further to read it and it will just disappear and I can't find it. But and it's supported by Amazon. I'm gonna check that out. I know even for Walmart, the process is so slow, but then like ShipStation is way too expensive. I'm not about to pay all that money just to be shipping. Like I'm kind of losing on what I'm gaining by saving. And then Walmart, Walmart offers their own options, which I guess if it's under a pound, it's only 10 cents more than Pirate Ship, but everything else is just way too much. I commented on it. Oh, all right. I must have forgot. but I appreciate you bringing it back to my attention because I am going to look back into it. I do need something faster. What I do think I'm going to do, and I was just thinking this to myself today, I'm going to start doing more fulfilled by Walmart and more FBA because I'm having trouble getting past a certain point with my model, and because it's just too many orders to fulfill. And I think and the way I was looking at it was uh hiring somebody, the cost of that as opposed to paying the extra fees for FBA and fulfilled by Walmart. I think that it would actually be cheaper. I was talking to my accountant and he said, if you want to pay, he said, look at it this way. If you want to pay somebody $10 an hour, you got to actually think it's going to be more than that. It's going to be more like $15 an hour. So if you think you're going to pay, oh, you want to work, I'll pay you $10 an hour. I'll pay you $15 an hour. He said, by the time you get done with taxes and workman's comp and all that other stuff, it's more like $15, $20 an hour. And so I said, yeah, that kind of makes sense. And so if you kind of prorate that across all of your items and things, it's probably cheaper just to pay the FBA fees and stuff. All right, this grown octopus. I appreciate you stopping in, and I appreciate you helping me out trying to figure this out. I'll definitely catch you live later on. Thank you. And flipping goodies. I'm about to get on with Walmart fulfillment now. They screwed one of my shipments. Hey, it's funny you say that. I got an email not too long ago. Apparently they lost, and this might have been your shipment. I don't know what happened, but they lost somebody's shipment because I got an email asking me, hey, is this your inventory? We're just reaching out to try to. And I looked at the pictures and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't know whose stuff that is. And then like 2 days later, they finally responded like, oh, okay, well, we'll keep trying to track you down. I'm just like, what? You gotta be kidding me, man. I have a couple thousand items in WFS now, super cheap. Last month cost me $5. And they cutting if I ain't mistaken, didn't they say they cutting down the rates for the holidays? So it's gonna be even more cheaper. eBay Power Hour podcast. I did a Google search on how to hustle and grow, and your life came up. How to hustle and grow. That's funny. Well, I'm in Google, apparently. But no, flipping goodies. I know WFS is getting cheaper. Amazon is Amazon. But think for me to maximize my grow, I want to grow more. That's what I want to do. And selling the types of items I sell, it's just going to be too much to do by myself, and it's going to be cheaper to use Walmart, fulfilled by Walmart and Amazon FBA, than it would be to hire somebody. No, it's good, John. It's all good, man. Hey, I started to send you an email, ask you how to figure out this daggone StreamYard stuff. I can't wait to hear y'all's what y'all topic is this week in the Power Hour. If you don't mind sharing what the topic is, I don't know if you shared it yet already, but give us a little preview, a little snippet or something, man. Wet our whistle. That and they're running a 10% off deal for buyers where you have an item up for 100. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They've been doing that. They've been doing that. If you ever look in your dashboard, it'll show, when you go under payments, it'll show a section where it shows, like, I can't remember what is it called. I think they started doing that probably a couple months ago, man. I don't know if I got to sign in or not. Give me a second. All right, it's called, oh yeah, just called commission savings when you look at your payments. Oh, and I didn't even realize they just added a get paid early option. So now you can get paid early. That's kind of nice. But yeah, it's a commission savings. They've been showing that. I noticed that they do it to a lot of mine. I noticed that a couple months ago. I mean, it's cool. You still get paid for the same amount. It's basically just saving on the what's that? The percentage fees, right? eBay ain't doing that, man. Let's see eBay do that. Yeah, okay. Only thing eBay gonna do is figure out more ways for us to have to pay them. It's just getting ridiculous, man. It's getting ridiculous. All these other platforms are actually coming up with ways for us to save money, especially around the holidays. Especially around, I will give it to Amazon and Walmart for that. Around them holidays, they'll lower the fees, they'll do certain things, bring more traffic and do certain things like that. But eBay, man, they ain't looking out for us, They ain't looking out for us. And you got to think, you pay more on eBay. I pay what? What's the premium store amount? I don't know, $60 or something like that. I only pay $40 on Amazon and nothing on Walmart. It's free. It's free. I pay $60 a month for what? That's what really, really ticks me off, is the fact that I got to pay them all this money, the $60 store fee, the promoted listings, and all this for what, though? For what? That's what's frustrating. Like, we are paying customers. This is what really gets me. You want us to treat the customers good and show deference to the customer and go above and beyond. Well, we're your customer for real. We're eBay's customer, but they don't show us that same level of deference as far as I'm concerned. It's just ridiculous, man. John, y'all had technical difficulties tonight recording a podcast. You'll be recording on Friday after you're live. And of course, I can't wait for the live. A lot of times I don't get to join y'all live until I get to the gym, man. But I'm always on there, even if I don't comment sometimes. Sometimes I be working out, though. I think it's one of, I don't even think I really watch too many other people's lives. I watch this Grown Octopus because I like hearing them. They kind of funny. I watch yours every Monday and Friday, even sometimes if it's late. Ain't too many. I watch Dixon, a couple others, but that's about it, man. I don't really like all, I don't like too much of the extra stuff. Flipping goodies. I sell used CDs there at a way higher rate than on eBay and for more money. I didn't even know you could sell used CDs on Walmart. That's interesting. I didn't even know there was a used category. I never seen a category, maybe because I don't sell in that category. That might be why I never seen it, but I did not know you can sell used CDs. So is there any other used types of items that you can sell flipping goodies or what? Yeah, definitely, John. Definitely, man. You're one of the top dudes in my book as far as this YouTube stuff go. You ain't gotta have 100,000 subs, even though you probably should be close though, but it's all good. I've been seeing flipping goodies when I create a new listing, and even in the health and beauty, or when I get a sale, there's a condition line now, but there's nothing on the condition. So I wonder if they'll start letting us do the condition thing. Yeah. People just don't know. And I'll say this, man. One thing I like about Walmart is the fact that you can sell almost anything used. Man, I did not know that, flipping goodies. I did not know that. I like that you need a reseller's license to even get on to Walmart. Cuts down the competition so much. I love the fact that there is nothing but the referral fees they charge, that percentage, but I wonder how long that's going to last. I feel like once they get everything going and they get everything working right, eventually they will start charging sellers. But it's a good time to take advantage of the platform. That's for daggone sure. You sell VCR, DVD players. The trick is your own UPC codes. I didn't know you can make them up, man. I know when you create a listing, you can do UPCs, you can do G10s, and all of that stuff. See, now you got me thinking, man. Now you got me thinking. So now I'm gonna have to try out some other stuff. Because if that's the case, if that is the case, I might actually start selling those types of things. I ain't coming to compete with you though, flipping goodies. And definitely ain't gonna happen no time soon, man. I got enough on my plate as it is, man. I got enough on my plate as it is. Trust me. But I do got some stuff, and I've been trying to create some listings. I've been noticing though that Walmart, in health and beauty category at least, they've been doing the Amazon thing and kind of gating some stuff, and their ungating process isn't as easy as Amazon's at the moment. So now I'll definitely hit you up, man. You should join my Facebook page, even though there really ain't a lot of like I guess communication and stuff going on there. But the reason I made it was because I wanted to help people, you know, not charge nobody. Nobody really asks for help though, man. You know, and it's easier to do it there than on a YouTube video, like answering a comment. And if you need something, Facebook got this room thing that's kind of similar to this, and you can just. I had like 2 people contact me. I helped them out for about an hour or so. But you know, bought 600 of the same item last week on Amazon and sold it all on Walmart for $45 more. Yeah, see, people don't know about the Amazon and Walmart flipping goodie. You might not want to be giving out all that game, man. You might not want to. And what's crazy is that people don't even check the prices. That's how you know people. That's what lets you know the power of the buy button, the buy box, right? You can have an item that is priced $45 more than another item on another platform. But because somebody sees it and they want it now, whoever has that buy box is getting that sale. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And I see it all the time, even when I don't have the buy box and I'm priced lower, or somebody else don't have it and they're priced lower, but they still don't get the sale. That's what people, I don't understand why people like to tank the price, because that does not guarantee that you're going to get the sale. It doesn't. I've seen people price, let's just say, for instance, at $10, right? Let's say that's the tank price, and say somebody else is priced at $25. I've seen the $25 seller have the buy box for extended periods of time. And who you think is getting no sale? You know, most people flipping goodies are not going to hit that button at the drop down menu and look for the cheapest price. Most of them. Said, then you went and bought that same item from Walmart this week. Hey, I'm surprised they let you do it. I don't know why, but I bought a bunch of stuff on clearance, and I went to list it back on Walmart. They wasn't letting me do it. Now, maybe because it's clearance item. Could be why. I haven't tried it with a regular item that was just, selling at regular price, but clearance items, they have not. I've tried it with like 3 or 4 different types of items, and they did not let me list it. I tried over and over again, and it wasn't propagating onto the site. It's too easy. No, I know it's too easy. Look, that's the one thing about reselling that I love, man. There are so many ways to do it. There's so many platforms. Like, you don't have to tie yourself down to just one form. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things that I'm learning going forward. And this is what I had brought up earlier about what Lindy was saying about how reselling might be morphing into this thing where it ain't just, which I don't know if it ever was, but where it ain't just, oh, I'm just doing eBay or I'm just doing this, where now it's more like, because you got the whatnots and because you got the Walmarts and because you got all these different places and all these different outlets and you got Facebook Lives and people are making shops. I've been looking lately into TikTok shops. I don't know if any of y'all ever looked into TikTok shops, man, but there's a whole crazy market there. Crazy. And I've been looking into that and trying to see if there's a way for me to even get into that, because I feel like as a seller, whether that's a reseller or just a seller of goods, period, The best thing that we can do for our business is not tie ourselves down to one form of selling on one platform for too long. I'm gonna just say too long. And that don't mean you can't just do eBay or you can't just do Amazon or whatever, but I think with the evolution of those platforms and the way they're going, you're just going to kind of, even if you only got another platform or two that you use just in an ancillary aspect, just, bit by bit as just an extra. Maybe you don't put a lot of energy into them, but then they're still there because I feel like some items definitely sell better on other platforms as opposed to, a different one. I mean, I see it all the time with my own stuff. Miss Lachey, yes, I decided to try again because it was pissing me off. All right, Mike, be easy, bro. Yeah, it was pissing me off, man. I hate when I can't figure out something. Like I'm one of those people. I used to do like some simple coding and stuff like that, and it would keep me up all night because if I couldn't figure out something, I couldn't let it go. I couldn't let it go. Facebook shop, Instagram shops. Yeah, no, people don't know about this. Well, people do know about it, but it's not prevalent in the YouTube sphere yet. I have seen some videos made, a few videos, a couple people talked about it here and there. See, and this is what I mean as far as like the evolution of reselling and selling in general, is that when you see these things pop up, you got to get in early, but the question is how, right? You don't want to divert too much of your attention from what you got going on, especially if it's working. But also, if you do got a little bit of time or capital or some items that you can kind of test with, I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna start testing with the shops and see what happens. Another one I told you about in your video, your own website access. I do remember you telling me about that. I do, and I've been thinking about that. I just don't know yet exactly how I want to do it. I know Shopify is $29 a month. I thought it was in the $30 range, 30 something. I don't know, but I do want to do my own website. I just got to make sure that if I do that, I have a pretty precise business plan, exactly how I want to do it, drive traffic to it, what type of items I want to have, and all that stuff. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, can't you integrate Walmart and Amazon with Shopify? Could have swore you might have told me that, flipping goodies. If not, I seen it somewhere where you can basically put your Walmart listings and stuff on Shopify, if I'm not mistaken. Stop thinking and jump in. Yeah, I know. Jenna, having your business on multiple platforms is key, I believe. One of those platforms could go down and then you are screwed. Yeah, seriously. Seriously. And I see I'm a member of this one group. It's an Amazon group, man, and it'll make you paranoid. I stopped listening to some of the stories because it'll make you paranoid. I'm just like, you know what? My plan has always been to have as close to a 25-25 4-quarter split as I could. So Amazon, Walmart, eBay, and then offline or my own website, flipping goodies. Yes, I can. You said you make 10 sales a week on your own site. See, that's a good start, man. What you selling on your site? So if I did Amazon, Walmart, eBay, and my own site, and I had 25% split ish, right? 25 ish. That means if I was to lose one, I still got 75% of my platforms creating revenue for me. Because the main thing you don't want is to have 100% or even anything close to 100% of your revenue coming from one stream and you lose it. And then not that you can't recover, but if you can even, it might take longer. And especially if your funds get tied up on one of those platforms, which is one of the reasons I've been kind of hesitant committing too much of my inventory to platforms like, especially Amazon. Walmart hasn't done this yet and hasn't shown that they would, but especially Amazon, because if something goes wrong, then not only do you have your capital money tied up with them, you'll have your inventory. So then you have two assets tied up and it'll be even harder. So I've always been like, man, at least if something happened and they got some of my money on hold, at least I got my inventory, most of it. But I think I'm kind of just do what I got to do and not even worry about it. And let the cards fall where they may and just kind of navigate those waters as good as one can. You know what I mean? Charles Levis Okay. I don't know if that's how I say your last name, but I'm sorry. I got away from eBay listing this summer and crushed it at local flea markets selling HBA and expired foods. Cash is king. Um, I got a dude. I'm gonna have him on here one day soon. He's a local guy. His name is Josh. He run a it's called Early Birds Discount Store, and he just opened up another one. But he pretty much do the same thing. Um, he don't really do much online at all. He don't really have a bin store either, but it's kind of like a excuse me, it's like a discount store, bin store hybrid type of thing. But he's moving to some larger items, and it's been working pretty well for him, man. He's been doing it the last 2 years, and that's one of the main reasons I want to find a way to do offline sales. And but I don't want to invest in the overhead of a store location, but I want it to be where, like, okay, so for this unit I got, right? This unit is 325 a month. Has everything I need. Got lights, it got Wi-Fi, got electricity, everything, right? Really big space. So if what I would be looking for in the storefront is something that, of course, I can still run my online stuff out of to cover most of the cost. So we'll have, you know what I mean? And then whatever the difference is between what I pay here and that will have to be covered, and then some, of course, by the type of items that I will bring in, because I feel like there's a lot of things. What you said about the expired food, he was selling some pallets of food too that was either short dated or expired, and that stuff. He said he had to break up some fights and stuff, man. He said, "Yo, I had people fighting over this food, and I had to." I'm like, "Yo, that's crazy," because I had told him a while ago. I said, "Why don't you try the food pallets?" And he was like, it'd be inspired or this and that." Finally, he did it, and it blew up for him. So now that's what he's getting into. So I don't know, but I feel like there's a market there, especially with the price of goods going up, food going up. I feel like, if I'm working my eBay and online stuff from the back, and I got the other stuff up front, I pay one of my kids or somebody else to kind of run a register for me or whatever. Might work. Miss Lachey, Ed, have you ever tried Macari? It was a small sample, but any HBA and perfume products I've had sold there, everything moved. I do, Miss Lachey. I actually do. I get almost about $100 a month on Macari. I don't have that many items up. I have some alginous items up, and I have some Filorga. Is that how you say it? But I was just thinking, it's funny you say that, because I was just thinking about putting some more stuff over there. Health and beauty stuff sells over there. It doesn't sell as fast, of course, but it sells. And I mean, look, extra $100 a month or so is an extra $100 a month or so, no matter how you look at it, right? And and it's funny because those items are selling over there, but those items haven't been selling on eBay. Go figure, right? I got those same items that's selling on Macari listed on eBay at about the same price range, and I ain't even getting so much as, well, there's like probably one of them that's been selling. The rest of them I don't get no traction on. J Rod Flips, what's up, bro? What's up, man? Love your videos and stuff, bro. You got a lot going on, man. I was looking at you on TikTok the other day. I said, this dude everywhere. This dude is everywhere. You know, TikTok, Instagram, but how you build your social media presence, right? I got an Instagram, but I don't think I might have posted once or twice. Definitely not consistent with the rest of them. I'm on TikTok, but I don't really post on TikTok. I just look at stuff. But J Rod, I love your business sense. I like listening to you, man. You kind of that's why people like you, even Josh, and how y'all talk about business, that's kind of like my lane. So I really ain't with the sensational stuff, but I do like watching like videos like yours when y'all show different things that sell and what they sell for. Even though I don't sell certain stuff, I always like to watch and learn, because I always think to myself, right? You never know. You just never know. So it's good to at least have like a cursory knowledge of something, just in case you either you're forced into a certain direction, or you never know if an opportunity pop up. Because I am not one that's going to pass up on something that might make me a nice little profit if I should come across it. So I ain't got no problem watching people like J Rod and a few other sellers that sell things that's outside of my category or sphere of selling at the moment. But I'm out and about. I talk to people. There's local sellers. Like I said, there's a guy in here who got an antique store and he do estate sales and all that, and they always ask me about certain things and do I want this or can I use that or do I want to. There's another guy in here who do house clean outs. He was just asking me, do I want these Xboxes and stuff like that? So I'm like, yeah, man, show me what you got. So I'm waiting on him to get back to me about that. It gets wild over here on TikTok. I bet it do. Shit. TikTok is crazy, man. I go on there for about 10 minutes and then I gotta get off because I remember one time I'm scrolling through and I didn't listen out of nowhere. I thought I was like on an adult site out of nowhere. I just see some breast and apparently TikTok thought I need to be recommended breastfeeding videos. Because at first I'm like, what the heck is this? Why are they showing me this lady? And I'm like, oh, this is a breastfeeding video. Why are they recommending me? I never even looked at nothing they got to do. I don't breastfeed. Like, yeah, I don't know. Aretha Franklin, does anyone sell on TikTok yet? I know I don't, but I'm thinking about it. I'm really thinking about it. The only other person that I've really heard talk about it, but I don't think he's doing it, is Daily Refinement. I don't think he's doing it yet, but he had brought it up a while back, which is one of the things that made me go look into it. There's another guy. I can't remember his name. Daniel, something like that. But he makes videos about it. He don't really show too much info, but I did go into TikTok on my app and look into it. And you got to connect everything and do some things, but something I definitely want to get into. Miss Lachey, just like it's a good idea to diversify your platform, it's also good to learn other categories. You never know when you might have to pivot. No, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. So I don't really shun any information, especially if it's something, because it can be arrogance or it can just kind of be ignorance when you start thinking like, oh, I know what I know, but I don't need to know anything else. I don't need to know what you know. Like I feel like that's kind of arrogant. You know what I mean? To think that just because I don't do something that somebody does, I don't need to know. Because there's jewels and everything, there's gems and everything. And I learned something from every one of those videos that if I listen, I might not like get a whole lot, but there's always something, whether it's a step in that person's process, whether it's a certain item that I'm like, oh, if I ever see that, now I know that might be worth some money, whatever it is. So I definitely don't overlook any of that, man. I feel like that being an entrepreneur, being a seller, period, it's incumbent upon us to always be educating ourselves, not just about the things and the items we sell and things like that, but about what's going on around us in the whole selling world, whether it's the economy, whether it's different categories that you don't sell in, even if it's platforms you don't sell on, because at some point you never know, you may have to get onto that platform. Same way people now who never wanted to cross post from eBay to Posh, now it's the greatest thing that ever happened to him, apparently, right? Which ain't nothing wrong with that, but you never know, man. You never know. Things change, things happen, and at some point you might have to you might get forced into a direction you don't want to go, and it's always helpful when you at least have a little bit of knowledge to kind of ease that pain. You know what I mean? Flipping goodies, I made a few sales there so far. Well, I gotta check that out, flipping goodies, because sound like you doing a lot, man. Me and you gonna have to talk privately. So I need to see what you got going on. Aretha Franklin, okay, I've never even been on TikTok yet. you ain't missing too much, honestly. You ain't missing too much. Another app I use through Shopify. Urethra, but I know it's got a lot of traffic. It do. And there was something else. Maybe it was the shop thing, but I do know that it was somebody was talking about. And this was a different seller who's not really like in our type of circles, but he was talking about how TikTok is actually pushing traffic to these shops and to this because this is something fairly new that they're trying to do, and so they are really trying to get traction with it. So, I mean, when you think about that, then you got to see the opportunity there, because it's like, okay, if they really trying to get traction with this and they really want to start competing in the online sales marketplace, right? Because they're going to want whether it's ad revenue or the seller fees or the process, whatever it is, how they're going to make money from it, then you got to think if you can get in and you can get something that sells, well, then they are going to push more traffic your way, even more so than maybe later on down the line when it starts getting traction and catching on, because this is something they're trying to push to everybody. So if you got something good that might go well over there, this might be like the prime time to get started over there. You know what I mean? What categories sell on TikTok? I don't know. That's the question, and that's what I've been trying to figure out. I would think you would look at trends, right? What I would think that whatever you think is trending, whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, or whatever, items related to those trends would be things that would sell, and you can probably test it out fairly cheaply to see what catches fire and what doesn't. But again, if they are pushing this and they are pushing traffic, this is what this YouTuber said. They're pushing traffic specifically to these stores. Then if you do got something that's desirable, you will get even more traffic than you might get, months down the line when people really start flooding in on it. So I mean, it's a good time to probably take advantage of that if you can, if you're in a position to do that. Charles, this economy is putting a squeeze on people big time. Tough to find that money now. I think you're right, man. I think you're right. And you got loans, student loans started back up. Um, you got Americans that are in trillions of dollars worth of debt. You have the holiday season's coming up. I'm interested to see how that go. You got opinions as to whether or not we are in a recession or headed towards a recession. I mean, when you have, listen, man, listen. Me and my wife was telling me she went shopping, so she said, you know, she usually used to pay, let's say $400 for, it's costing her like almost 700, close to 800. So it's almost double in a lot of ways, depending on where she go. Almost double for the same good, double. That's a lot of money coming out of people's pockets, man. It's a lot of money, and I know rates is going up here and there, but companies are having layoffs. Then you got, I don't know if any of y'all follow the UAW layoffs and the car stuff, and I mean that's going to have an effect on the economy. I think Ford just laid off some more people. The UAW just called for another walkout on one of Ford's biggest plants. It's just going to trickle down, man. It's going to trickle down. I'm telling you, and I think as sellers we got to prepare for that in some way. Whether that be kind of tightening up our spending, focusing in on the best items that we can get and sell, or finding other avenues of revenue. I don't know, but it's up to each of us to figure that out. But the economy is going to have a huge effect on what's happening as far as like these platforms and the growth of our businesses going forward. Like this whole next year, I think. Miss Lachey, right? Got to get out of the bubble and look around. And it's easy to get caught in a bubble. It's easy. I think people get comfortable in their bubbles, right? You got your little bubble around, and it's safe, right? It's like your little safe space, and you know it, right? It's something you're familiar with. But familiarity, if I said that right, can be a detriment if you stick to it too long in the wrong ways. But if you use what you're familiar with to continue to evolve, I think that's what can put you ahead of everybody else. But you definitely can't be stuck in a bubble. Not in this business, not in this field. If you're stuck in a bubble in this field, it's only a matter of time before your business dies. Only a matter of time if you stay stuck in a bubble. Urethra, I was just reading about it last night. You don't even need a following to get a store, it said. So barrier to entry seems low. Yeah, I know, right? And that's what I had thought initially. I said, well, you must gotta like have some followers and things like that. But they're going to push traffic to your store. They're going to push the traffic, man. I mean, heck, this might even be one of those things because let's be honest, TikTok is one of those places where you can have like the corniest product, and if you make like a cool video, it'll sell, right? And it's like TikTok is that platform that'll push those corny products if you got a good marketing scheme behind it. And I'm not saying go buy some crap and sell people crap. I'm not saying that at all, right? But excuse me. But because it's new, because it's something they're going to promote, all you need is one thing, man. Just that one thing. One thing. That's all you got to do. You got to hit on one. You don't got to hit on a bunch, just one. And that'll change your whole business forever. Urethra. I think they have some HBA restrictions, but I don't sell that category, so I don't. So I didn't deep dive. I'm gonna have to look back into that urethra. I don't want to say your name wrong. I'm sorry if I am, but I'm gonna have to look into that because if I can do HBA, okay. So here's the bubble thing and the familiarity thing, right? Because I'm already familiar with HBA, because I know HBA on multiple platforms, I think that would be the easiest transition for me if I was to start doing something on TikTok to do HBA, right? As handsome as I am, I don't think I'll put my face in the video for certain things, right? But no, I'm just playing. But I ain't no hand model either. So, but I think that would be the easiest thing for me to transition to a platform like that because I already know it. I already know some sales channels. I already know how to get it, and I kind of got a good idea. I would assume that a lot of the restrictions for these items would be the same as, for the most part, as the restrictions that's on the other platforms. And I kind of got a good grasp on most of the stuff that's restricted on these platforms at this point. J Rod, I think one of the greatest indicators of consumer wealth and recession signals is the used Rolex market. When she's up, we're up. When she's down, rough times. Well, that is very interesting, J Rod. I did not know that the used Rolex market was an indicator of consumer wealth. That's something I'm gonna have to look into, man. And I think I want to write that down because I'll be interested to see the info behind that. Because with me, man, see, I look at, I know a lot of people sell just like for the fun of it, and I know a lot of people sell. Maybe some people sell just for the kind of like the glory aspect of it, right? Oh, I sell stuff, I flip things, and I do this. But I know me and a lot of you, this is our livelihood, this is our business, and that's how we approach it. And so, as a business owner in any capacity, it doesn't matter if it's reselling or whatever. I think to not be cognizant of your environment, of the economy, of what's going on, and these indicators. Okay, something small as used Rolex market. Like I never even thought about that. I never even heard of that. But I'm gonna look into that because I want to know. Because these indicators will tell us when you start putting them together, right? It's like breadcrumbs, and they'll kind of push you in a direction you need to go. Because I think one of the big reasons that a lot of resellers fail is because they take too long to pivot, right? In whatever regards that they need to pivot, whether it's pivoting away from certain items that they sell, pivoting away from certain categories that they sell in, pivoting away from certain platforms, whatever it may be, changing their methodologies, whatever it may be, right? Maybe increasing your average sell price. Like a lot of this stuff takes time. It's like a train, right? A train can't stop on a dime. So when you start making these changes, it's not going to happen like this, right? It's going to take time, and so you have to start planning it out if you want to do it right and be successful. You got to plan it out. You got to find new sourcing channels. There's a lot that go into it, and so when you start looking at things like the Rolex market and other indicators of an economy in decline, and you start seeing signals that's kind of like the flashing red light, it's like, okay, what does that mean for my business? And even if we're doing great right now, that might start to change. And if that starts to change, how can I ensure that I get through this looking good and on top? Because I feel like one or two things are going to happen. People going to crash, or they going to fight through it, and but the people that fight through it and come through it and they plan accordingly, they are going to be so far ahead that anybody else, like it's going to be hard to catch up. And so you have to know what's going on in the economy. Oh, let's not even talk about the wars and stuff going on, right? That stuff got an effect on the economy too. So I mean, there's a lot going on, y'all, that we got to kind of think about. Mr. Shea said, J Rod, I judge it by the price of chicken wings. Hey, listen, when you pay $3 for a chicken wing, you know times is rough, man. Price of chicken wings, boy. I judge it by the price of tea in China. When the price of tea in China start going up, it's rough. Oh man, chicken wings. Charles, I got away from selling high priced goods at the flea and now just sell the cheap items. No more tools and designer items. Now I can push cheap HBA and expired food. People do a mad rush when my box truck pulls in. I feel like it helps people, but it pays my bills. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And see, okay, so and that's a good point. It does help, right? Because I think being an entrepreneur, like that's the main thing, right? You want to do it if you want to be successful, is you look at a market and you say, okay, what's the need here? What is it that people need? Right? You can do it one or two ways. You can say, what do they want? What do they need? Now, in my opinion, needs will outlast the wants, especially in economies like ours right now. And so you say, okay, people need food, right? And honestly, people need HBA, whether it be soap. I ain't even just talking about makeup, even though there's some people that need makeup. But anyway, um, I'm talking about, soap, toothpaste, all that good stuff, right? Everybody, I like to smell good. You like to smell good. We all want to smell good, right? We all want to look good. And if you can get that stuff at a cheaper price than what it's selling for in the store, what are you going to do? Right? What are you going to do? I just had a bunch of household products, right? Cleaning products. I put them up on Marketplace for 50% off of retail. Bam, going like that, man. Going like it does not stay up long. And at 50% of retail, I'm still making good money because my cost is like $1 and some change or two, right? So I mean, if it's on the cheaper end and I got a few of them, I'll bundle them up. But I ain't gotta worry about shipping. I don't take it to them. They got to come pick it up. But it's things like that. Like people have to clean, right? They got to clean. And I think people sleep, Charles, on that food, man. Short dated, expired. Listen, people don't care. They don't care. As long as it ain't like a year old. If it's only a couple of weeks or a few months, people don't care. You selling it to them for $1 or $2, like you getting it so cheap. If you buying a lot of that stuff, you getting it for pennies on the dollar. And that's one of the things I have been contemplating on, was buying some, like a half a truckload or so of food, just the banana boxes of food, setting it up and having like a 1 day, 2 day sale, maybe over the weekend. Just have it and just get it going, man. Get it going. I think something like that where you do it here and there, right? Maybe once a month, right? You just have a bunch of food, short date, expired, whatever type of food. Advertise it on Marketplace, Facebook, go out, put some flyers out. I guarantee you, man. But see, it's things like that, thinking outside the box. I don't know. I know a lot of y'all probably know about Resale Rabbit. He do the big warehouse sales. And that's one of the things I was thinking when I watch his. I'm like, well, look, I ain't got to do nothing as big as him, right? That takes a lot of capital and a lot of money. He got a huge operation going on, but the concept in and of itself is a good one. Where if you got a space and maybe once a season or once a quarter or once a month, you bring in these products that people want and need, cheap for you, and you just blow it out all in a day or two or over a weekend. I'm telling you, man, that can help sustain you. And if we doing bad on eBay or eBay ain't working or this platform ain't working, things like that can help carry us through those difficult times, man. And then you never know. It might be something that you might be like, you know what? I'm going to just start doing this because this is actually working out better for me. And even in my area right now, nobody's doing it that way. Nobody's selling food like that. Expired food, short dated food. The food thing, Charles, you onto something with that. Now you already know that apparently, but nobody's really doing it except Josh, like I said. And Josh just started doing it after I had already told him, like, man, you need to try that because he already got the store. So I'm like, dude, just put it in there and see what happens. And he was so like kind of averse to it. Finally, he tried it. Now it's the greatest thing that ever happened to him. I'm like, come on, man. I've been told you this. He said, I tried donating leftover paper towels and toilet paper to my local soup kitchen, but they won't take them because the packaging looks used and has stickers. What? Seriously? But like some of the food those soup kitchens take, they should refuse that stuff. They were while they refusing paper towels. They need to refuse some of that food. I helped volunteer in the soup kitchen before, man. Like, yo, what is this? Do they feed inmates this stuff or what? Trisha, there is an Amish store in my town cleaning up with short dated food. People drive from 3 states to ship there. To get there, you probably meant, right? No. Yeah, see? And that's what I'm talking about. Short dated food. Food, period. Listen, if I was to think that there would be anything as a seller, as reseller, that you could use if you're struggling in other ways, and I know everybody can't get this, the same, everybody's situation different. All right. It ain't for everybody, but I'm just saying, like, if you're in one of them situations where, like, man, I got to figure out something, got to try to do something else because this ain't working, and maybe something else may take longer or take more money. I think the fastest way and the easiest, because food is actually easy to get. Food pallets, truckloads are fairly easy to get, fairly easy. They come around. Sometimes they go dry for a minute, but excuse me, fairly easy. But I think it's a fast way to get some quick capital, and to carry you through some tough times in your selling career or your selling journey. If you can get it, and if you have a place to sell it, even if you only can get, like Josh, he only been getting a pallet or two at a time. We have so I'm in PA, I'm in Erie, right? And so Ashtabula, Ohio is about 45 minutes from me. And there's actually a big time seller down there, big time seller. He gets truckloads and truckloads in, right? So this is who Josh been dealing with for the longest. I bought a few things from him before, a few pallets. But he gets stuff in. Josh drive down there. He got a box truck. He'll throw a couple pallets up on there of the food. And this was been because he's trying to set up his second location. And I'm gonna take you guys to talk to him about what he's been doing. But he's setting up his second location, and he's been talking about how, because it's been taking so long to set up, he's been having problems with cash flow. But the food been helping him out. The food been helping bringing him through the cash flow. You know what I mean? So y'all guys on to something with that. Charles, only thing I feel funny about is some of the expired over-the-counter meds. People demand them though. Hey, listen. Here's the thing about expired meds and stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. They just kind of get weaker. Here's the thing, okay? It's not illegal to sell expired food or expired meds. What you have to do is you have to let the people know that it's expired. So whether it's just like a sign that says expired, right? I don't know if you have to, like, if the date's on there, if you have to like tell them, but you do have to let them know in some way. But other than that, it's their choice. Me personally, depending on what it is, as far as food go, I even bought some food from Josh because it was like $1. So I'm like, I bought a bunch of stuff for me and for my kids. I'm like, yeah, I'll take some of this. Some of it expired last month, September. I don't care about that, right? I don't care about that. As far as meds go, I'm not like the medicine type of guy. I really don't like meds unless I have to. But if I needed it and it wasn't that old, I would do it. And look, at the end of the day, you know why they demand it? Because the other stuff is too expensive. So they don't care. They really don't care, man. No, nothing to feel funny about, Charles. Look, if you letting the people know and they okay with it, it's okay. Trisha, the Amish guy buys tractor trailer loads now from insurance settlements after the trucker has an accident and the load is declared a loss. Huh. I bet you get a good deal too. Listen, man. Listen. I know for a lot of us, we going in the winter, so the yard sale thing ain't gonna be a thing. So unless you got like something inside, it'll be kind of hard to do. But some of y'all live in warmer climates that's warm 24/7. I think yard selling food, which I've never seen nobody do. I don't think I've ever seen nobody do it. Not saying nobody's doing it, but I haven't seen anyone do it. I think that might be a good good way to increase your cash flow right now in these times. I don't know how it's going to be 5 years, a couple years from now, but with the price of food, if you can get pallets of food that's in good condition, and there's some issue there, right? You don't know if there's was rodents in that warehouse or whatever. So you got to kind of do this through somebody that you trust. Trust. I know a couple suppliers that got food, and I trust them if I was to get into it, which I'm thinking about actually, because here's my thing that I've been thinking about honestly, and I see we about a little over an hour. And again, let me say this. First of all, can y'all hit the like button, please? I appreciate it. Secondly, I appreciate everybody that came back, man. I had some technical difficulties in the beginning, and it really ticked me off, and I couldn't let it go. This Ronald Octopus helped me out. I got it figured out. And so I appreciate everybody that came back, and I appreciate everybody that's here right now. Thank you. Please hit the like button. But the speed at which those cleaning supplies just moved for me, and it was a lot, and they went really quick. And the way that food's been moving for other people that I know, and what Charles is saying, and Patricia, in this economy, there's something there. There's something there, man. And I'm not saying everybody's in a position to kind of take advantage of this, but what I'm saying is if you're struggling with trying to figure out what to sell, or if you're struggling with cash flow and you can get a cleaning supply pallet, or you can get a food pallet at a reasonable price, it might be something good that you can use to increase your cash flow, or to even just increase your profits overall, period. Overall, period, man. And for me, I'm already looking into finding some more cleaning pallets, and I'm looking to bring in some food. So listen, guys, we're a little bit over hours, so I'm gonna get off, man. Again, I appreciate y'all. I do got a video coming out on Friday, right? In this video, I'm gonna talk about some stuff as far as like this is just from not just for reselling aspect, but money. How to make more money, bring more money to your bottom line without selling nothing. I'm gonna just leave it at that. How to bring more money to your bottom. This ain't no magic. This ain't no scam stuff, right? This ain't no like, sleight of hand or nothing like that. No, this is just really sound money management things that you can do as a reseller, as a business owner. Okay. I think, and I don't hear nobody talk about this in a way that I'm gonna kind of break it down and explain it. I'm not saying there's no one that doesn't do it or anything like that. But what I want you guys to do is to start looking at your business, regardless of how small or how large it is, as a business, and to run it as such, right? And so I'm gonna let you guys know some of the things I've been doing and how I make thousands of dollars extra. And it makes up for things like my softwares that I use and things like that. It's pretty much free. But anyway, man, I'm gonna get up out of here. Thanks again, y'all. I appreciate it, man. And I will see y'all again next Wednesday. Same bat time, same bat station. Wednesday, 6 o'clock. Thanks again, y'all. Have a good night.